What up? What up? What up? We're back. We're back.
What's up?
October 15th, episode 37. 37 episodes in, fellas. I say that's pretty special. We're getting there. But yeah, thanks for joining us again for another episode of the Opps SportsCast. We got a lot to talk about. We are going to recap. A lot happened in sports since the last time we met. A lot happened in the MLB playoffs. Week six, recap and maybe a week seven preview. And then we're also going to be talking a little Jalen Brunson. Would you rather? So I decided to rock the jersey because I'm a Knicks fan, and so we'll get it popping. Unfortunately, Big Z couldn't join us this week. We just say a little prayer for him. He's under the weather, I understand, but he'll be okay. But I got the fellas in the house, and we're ready to have a lot of fun tonight. And I got my boy back 2 weeks in a row from Eastside. Let him know who you are.
It's Josh from Eastside.
Yeah, in the house. And my man.
And who's this
the
other
Ninth
guy?
Wonder.
And there's this
The
other
Ninth
guy
Wonder.
here.
And this other guy.
Everybody is Dave in the cut.
Dave in the cut.
Yes, sir. I got to ask, what's the balloons in the background for?
Big 55, man.
Today?
Sunday was my birthday, bro.
Hey!
Yes, sir.
Man, I didn't even know that. How did we miss that, bro? Happy birthday. Send a shout out to Dave.
When you get old, bro, cats don't care no more. You know how it
Man,
is.
yeah, it's just another year.
Hey, Zeus is mad young. Hey, Zeus had a birthday a couple weeks ago. We were shining him up. I was kind of glad though, man, because it's like 55. 55 is cool, man. You get older, but you get better. So it's all good.
Wiser.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah, I was clowning on Jesus a little bit because in the chat they were saying happy birthday, Jesus. so I said Merry Christmas, bro.
King Zeus, man.
Yeah. All right, well, fellas,
Happy
listen.
belated though, Dave, man. I wish I knew. I wish
It's all
I
good,
knew. We'd
man.
at least met out.
Appreciate y'all brothers, man. Thank you.
Neither.
It's all
For
good.
sure. Yeah, maybe we can get your Cash App in the chat for anyone who wants to.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, what's the first topic for tonight? Are we going to jump into an NFL recap first?
I think it's rightfully so.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
Here we go. Boom.
All right. I'm getting a little feedback in the headset now, but
That was you, but that's all right. I think it cleared up.
Okay, cool. All right, so the recap: Jets embarrassed New York and themselves. You know what? That for those of you who didn't watch that game, you'll know exactly what I was talking about. What we're talking about here. I didn't Did you guys watch the Jets game? It was that was the early morning game.
Yeah, that was the London game.
The London game.
Yep.
And oh my goodness, like we were talking, I think it was last week or the week before, about coaches that might be on the hot seat. I didn't have the Jets coach on the hot seat. It's his first year, but when you make those kind of coaching errors that he did in that game, you put yourself on the hot seat.
Most definitely.
Yeah, no doubt.
And to me, it's not just about losing; it's the way that they lost, where it was so clearly a coaching issue.
Mhm.
I mean, if you're going to stand behind Justin Fields the way that you do, and then be afraid to throw the ball with him, now he had the yips. Did you guys see the game? He clearly had the yips.
Mhm.
They would run the ball like two plays in a row, and then desperation. I got to throw it on third down,
Yep.
and he would just hold the ball until eventually he got sacked. It was there like I'm not throwing. There's no way you're going to get me to throw an interception. And so if someone's not wide open, I'm not throwing it. You're just going to sack me. And the guy would just get sacked every single play. And then you'd wonder, like, the announcer, if you guys got to hear it live, it was just hilarious. The announcer was just there, like, it was an NFL quarterback. I want to say it was like Kurt Warner, I think it was. And he was just there, like, I've never seen NFL offense like this. You won't even throw the ball two plays in a row. Like you're not even going to throw the ball two plays in a row. Is that like not something we do now? and he was just like clowning the Jets. And then at the end of the half, they went for it on fourth down. Did you guys see that part? They went for it on fourth down, um, in their own territory because they were getting nothing but field goals. They get it. There's only a minute and 20 seconds left, and Kurt Warner's like, "Yeah, come on, let's go. Let's put the move on it." They run the ball. Why would you go for it on fourth down just to run out the clock the very next play?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was, like was there like what are the Jets doing? There were no urgency. They weren't running to the line, and it was just there like Kurt Warner was just there like, well, that was awful. You know what I mean? It was just there like, bro, the Jets look bad.
It's bad when the TV commentator can't even get behind the game.
No, it was an embarrassment, and like Justin Fields like had negative yards passing, like net yards passing, like and so like yeah, I don't know what's happening with the Jets, but you got to love it if you're a Bills or a Patriots fan because you got three bye weeks, really. You
Basically.
got three bye weeks.
Yep.
You got the Jets, you got the Dolphins, which we'll talk about now. But they're another bye week, bro. Like the bottom two teams in the AFC East have a combined one win, and that's only because they played each other. So someone had to win. So like I
That's
don't know what to
sad,
say.
man. That's pathetic.
Yeah. And so Tua throws the entire Dolphins organization under the bus. Too bad we don't have that clip. But I'll let you guys know what happened. Like after the game, they were, they had a press conference as they always do, and Tua basically says, he says that, um, it's bad when you have a players only meeting, and you got guys showing up late, and then you got guys not showing up at all. And they asked him to like name like specific players to let him know, and obviously he wasn't going to do that. But then you had other players from his team just basically say, "I think we should keep those kind of things in house." So, like, bro, like, what?
It's a little too late for that.
Yeah.
It-
Once you start opening your mouth on media day, you're done for. You're done for.
shouldn't there be like some kind of accountability? Do you guys think Tua was in the wrong for? Like, I don't think Tua was in the wrong. Like, you guys are not playing together as a team, and there's no accountability. You guys are not showing the effort that an NFL team should.
Okay, let's round robin that then. Josh, was he out of line?
I think anytime that you bring up your teammates and start talking about accountability with them, I don't believe that that's the player's place. I believe that's a coach's place. Right. So then anytime your teammates, it doesn't matter if you're QB or you're captain of a team, whatever. It doesn't matter. That's the coach's place to talk about the locker room and what needs to happen um, on the field. It's the player's job to hold himself accountable and to say that, hey, this is what I can do to do better, and I can lead by example. That's his job. That's his role. So I think going outside of that role, he definitely stepped over some bounds. On a media day, at the very least, you could do that in the closed locker room.
Hmm. Dave, what do you think, bro?
Strictly from a leadership standpoint, he was completely out of line.
Really? Okay.
Well, so here's the thing: you're the starting quarterback. You're like El Capitan, man. You are the man. You the guy. You feel what I'm saying? So you look at a guy like Russ, right? We look at Russ. Russ is, he's at the tail end of his career, right? You get a young kid come in, Dart comes in, starts before him, and Russ is nothing but pure class. You feel me? Because Russ knows at any point I could be that guy again. I could be, the leader again. And when you are the type of leader, so basically what he did was he was the captain of the Titanic. You feel me? He like uh everybody says, oh, he went down with the ship, but he didn't. You know what I'm saying? It's like he tried to get out of there, man. the captain should go down with the ship, man. And so Tua obviously was like, you know what? I need the first. I need to be on the first lifeboat that I can see. I'm not the problem. It's like these cats aren't doing what they're supposed to do. That's not what a leader does, man. I could never see Russ doing something like that. I could never see Peyton Manning doing something like that. I could never see Tom Brady doing something like that. I couldn't even see Jaden Daniels doing something like that as young as he is. You feel me? So Tua was obviously he's frustrated, but that's not what leaders do, man. Leaders lead. You know what I'm saying? They they take a position of whatever's going to happen. It's on me. You know, um, there's a saying. It goes like when a champion wins, the people put them on their shoulders. When a hero wins, he puts the people on his shoulders. You feel me? And so I don't ever see Tua being in a position to be a hero, man. Like he doesn't have the ability to put. He can't even put his own team on his shoulders. How is he going to put the people on his shoulders? You know.
Yeah.
So to me, that's just it's weak. It's a weak look. It's weak leadership, and you should never throw your team under the bus like that, man. No matter how you feel, he as a leader, he needs to come out and he needs to own that and just say, "Listen, I need to be doing things better as a leader, so that these guys are receptive and they listen, and that we're getting results." But instead, man, he went up there and was like, "Listen, man, it's everybody, nobody shows up to stuff, man. The leadership, they don't listen." And look, he just threw everybody under the bus, man. And that's just whack. They got to
Yeah,
get out of there, bro. They need,
And his
they need thinking, huh?
response to that, his apology just shows
Right,
he was in the wrong.
right. So there you have it. That's how I feel about it, man.
hmm. Speaking of shoulders, Kyler Murray probably can't see over his lineman's shoulders because I tell you what, the Arizona Cardinals gave the Colts all they could handle, and we barely pulled out a win with Jacoby Brissett as the starting quarterback because Kyler Murray was apparently injured, and that man had over 300 yards passing, feat that I was looking at that Kyler Murray hasn't done in like over a year. I think it was I saw,
Wow,
and so.
really?
Yeah. And so unfortunately Marvin Harrison Jr. in his I
Yeah.
think this was his first appearance in Indy, which, Indy fans will appreciate Marvin Harrison Jr. even though he didn't do a thing for us. His father did quite a bit, right? And so we got respect and we got love for Marvin Harrison Jr. Unfortunately, he went out with a concussion, so he didn't get a chance to partake in those 300 yards to a great degree.
Mhm.
But my man was balling. I mean, he gave the Colts defense all they could handle, and then some. But that wasn't the story of the week, was it, Josh?
No, sir.
Oh boy.
That wasn't the story of the week, was it?
No, sir.
What was the story of the week, Josh? What
I'll
happened
let
to
you,
those Eagles?
I'll let you go ahead and just have your moment of glory.
You know what? I actually have nothing against the Philadelphia Eagles at all.
Uh,
But I was just shocked that the New York Giants, I mean, gave it to them, and it was like at the end, the Giants were taking a victory formation,
mhm.
like on the Eagles,
Yeah, it's been a long time since the Giants took a victory formation. Now,
right?
a lot of people may disagree with me, and that's okay. Everyone has a right to their opinion. But this is a divisional rival game. Like anytime you play within your division, it's always going to be a slug. Most of the time, I should say, it's going to be a slugfest. These are the people that you play the most, you see the most throughout every season, year after year, and these guys just know you. They. There's just this extra energy that's brought to the field when you're playing a division rival, and so I don't ever overlook those types of games any given Sunday, honestly, in the big boy league. But at the same time, we definitely we lost some momentum in that game. We started out okay. We were going toe to toe, and come the second half, no go.
So, as an Eagles fan, any concerns at all from what you saw on the field?
Not at all. If you look at the chart, still, even with the two losses that we had back to back, we're still on top of the division, and we're still up at the top of the NFC when it comes to our stats, and when it comes to, well, I shouldn't say our stats, when it comes to our win loss position. So it's a long season ahead of us. If I think Jalen Hurts is who I claim he is, he's a winner, and he's going to find a way to win, and he's going to pull through for this team. And they just got to get over this honestly this difficultness when it comes to this new offensive coordinator, losing a couple of major pieces in the defense, some injuries that have plagued our defensive side, and for whatever reason, Saquon is just not running as he was last year. And is it the offensive coordinator? Is it the play calling? Is it the decision making on the field? We don't know, but I kind of have a feeling that we're going to start seeing things pick up here come the midway mark of the season.
Okay. And so I don't live in Western New York, but this is mainly a Western New York podcast. So I guess we have to talk about.
Listen, we're going to, and I'm going to show something because I'm not going to let the Eagles get eagled on like that.
Okay. All right. Get ahead.
Get ready for the
Buffalo's
comment
wins.
section to go wild.
Buffalo's wins are against 1-5 Ravens, 0-6 Jets, 1-5 Dolphins, and the New Orleans Saints, which is by most people's consensus worst team in the NFL before the season started.
That's pretty greasy, Josh. To pull
I
that
know,
up
I
like
know.
It's
Especially
quite
Sorry,
the
your
not
boy.
stat.
sorry.
Your
Sorry,
boy
not
is
sorry.
probably the biggest Bills fan too. That's
Listen, he's somewhere in Italy right now, eating fresh pasta with his wife.
oh,
So
is he? Okay.
yeah, he's living it up. He'll forgive me.
Well, I'm jealous, so he could get it. Keep it coming.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, I thought that this was an interesting share, right? Because if you look at the four teams that Buffalo played against, and two of these teams gave them a really good run for their money. Miami could have well easily beat them that game. And the Saints, Baltimore could have well easily beat them if it wasn't for that fumble by Derrick Henry towards the end of the game. So these are two. Buffalo is very close to being a 2-4 team, not a 4-2 team.
Mm. Mm.
Just saying.
That's crazy, man.
Right in the room, but facts,
Bro,
stats.
Now they have 2 weeks. They have 2 weeks to stew
Yeah,
on the fact that the Patriots are, because they own obviously they own the tiebreaker, right? Aren't they tied? Are they both 4-2? Them and the Patriots, right? 4-2? Or am I wrong?
Patriots are now first place in the AFC East.
Right. Yeah. So Buffalo fans have to look at that. That's shades of Tom Brady days.
I already forgot the device. Oops, sorry guys. My wife's Beats were connected to my computer.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The Bills defense, because we hear this on when every Sunday when the Bills are playing, we got a group text, and all the Bills fans in the group text are complaining about, oh, our defense sucks, oh, our coach sucks, and the crazy thing is they were complaining about the coach even last year, even when they were winning and even when they're doing good,
Yeah,
they're complaining about the coach.
because of the play call. And Jason always says it best in these chats. He's like, yeah, the Bills just know how to play to their opponent's level for whatever reason. And
that's just being part of being a fan of New York organization, because my team almost won a division in baseball this year, and I found a way to hate on Aaron Boone. I find a way to hate on Aaron Boone every year. We just typically are going to hate on
on
We're
the
gonna
coach.
hate on the coach because of the result. You know what I'm saying? I hate to tell Bills fans this, but if McDermott gets fired, he will be unemployed for exactly 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Um, that's not something y'all want to do, man.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, at least in Major League Baseball, there's options. There's cats that played the game and they're understudies on other teams right now. But in the NFL, where they seem to kind of like recycle coaches, OCs, DCs to head coach, back to OC or DC, back to head coach, y'all don't want to see McDermott get fired, man. Y'all don't. Yeah, just trust me on that, because literally somebody will scoop him up and then he'll go somewhere and he'll blow up the spot. So, um, but their defense, like if they want to be mad at anybody, be mad at the GM for putting that Buns defense together and putting them out on the field.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Their
It
defense.
it doesn't look good, and especially in hindsight when you had like, I mean, just these games where you had to pull it out at the end to beat all these teams on this list.
Yeah,
It was a close game
Yeah.
with the Saints.
yeah.
They
But
did not beat the
I gotta
Dolphins
get
by
on
a lot.
Buffalo fans a little bit too, man, because I see this potential fraud thing here on the screen. Like, a lot of them are frauds, man, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when Josh Allen got drafted, they booed. They were
Yeah,
mad.
yeah. Buffalo was not thrilled about that pick.
No, because they wanted Josh Rosen,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
They wanted the other Josh. Where's that guy now?
on a beach in Cabo.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? He's chilling with the Yankees right now somewhere.
but I wonder how Bills fans are feeling right now. Right? It's because I mean,
Yeah,
what could you say? Josh Allen is throwing interceptions that we haven't seen since his like rookie year. And is anyone blaming the fact that he has a Hollywood wife now that he
I don't,
just married
I
and
don't know,
taking
man.
some of the attention away from football? Maybe.
I don't think so.
No,
And I wanna hear Dave's take on this, but if you look at it, Josh is the bright light in the Buffalo Bills
he
organization.
is.
He's the glue that's holding the pieces together. And obviously, it's not a football is not a single man sport. It's a team sport, and so he can only do so much, obviously. And he's not playing for half the game. He's only on one side of the field. So I mean, he can only do so much. So I don't think that people are looking at Josh Allen as the problem, big time. I'm thinking people are look. He says it right here. Alberto says, "Fire everyone, save the Bills from more heartbreaks." Like, and I think what he means by fire everyone mean the whole organization from the top to the middle. Coaching staff and up.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if the Bills can turn it around, but um, the whole it doesn't look good. We'll just put it like that. It doesn't look good.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
all right. Well, who's the Thursday night game this week? Maybe we can prognosticate at least on that. Oh, Steelers Bengals.
yeah.
Man, I mean
Listen,
the Steelers. They look pretty good.
they do. I was seeing something. I can't remember what the headline was. It was something crazy, but it was basically talking about like it was like the Senior Citizens Bowl or whatever, because you got Flacco and Aaron Rodgers facing off
Yeah.
face to face in this game. So I think it's gonna be a fun game to watch. Maybe if
Hopefully. I mean, Flacco with a little bit of practice because he was just kind of thrown in the fire.
yep.
Maybe with a little bit of practice, he'll look better than he did last week because I don't think he looked that great. But so we'll see. Hopefully, that could be an entertaining Thursday night game.
Yeah,
Um,
I think some of
all
those teams
right.
can play.
Last time we were together, I think the Yankees were still trying to hang on to a playoff spot. Is that correct?
Yes, but before we go that way, we got to say one more thing. Two
Okay,
more
what's that?
things on the NFL topic. Sorry. So we have to acknowledge that our whole sportscast,
Yeah, man.
we blundered on the NFL coach's hot seat, and I know that you touched on it just a little bit.
Oh, right.
We
That's right.
blundered on it. We all were pointing at uh, the Dolphins head coach or the Jets head coach, right? I can't remember. Somebody point out another head coach at all during that time? I think the consensus was in. It was like the Dolphins.
McDaniel.
Yeah. And so
We had McDaniel. Who else did we have?
I can't remember. There was one more person. I can't remember. But every one of us, all of us, overlooked the head coach that actually got fired first.
Yep.
Go ahead, Chris. Take it off.
Yeah, the coach of the Tennessee Titans, which is to me, it's kind of hilarious. I didn't have that on my bingo card. He just got hired by that team. What was it, last year?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the,
After Vrabel left.
and throughout the season, he Callahan just kept throwing. His name's Callahan, right?
Yes.
Um, he kept throwing Will Levis under the
Yep.
bus, right? This is not the quarterback of the future, blah, blah, blah. And so they go out, they draft Cam Ward. And if you're like me, you got big expectations. Cam Ward should be more accurate than Will Levis. You go out in fantasy football and you draft Calvin Ridley like a lot of us did, thinking like, man, more accurate quarterback. This is who this is going to blow up. And
Yep.
he's absolutely garbage.
Yeah.
And the whole offense just looks absolutely garbage. And then your quarterback says during a press conference, I'm not going to repeat those words on our air, but he basically says that they're trash, right? And so, yeah, after last game, the coach decided to say this. You know what? We all need to be better, and that includes the quarterback. So he starts trending towards throwing the new quarterback under the bus. And the very next day, he gets fired. That did not take long. It was actually pretty hilarious. He said one aggressive word about our new star rookie quarterback.
Yo,
Out of here.
crazy,
He's
man.
gone.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. This is crazy because I was gonna say, does Cam, does he have the power to be able to say that as a rookie quarterback, 6 games in?
Yeah.
Can he come up to the podium and say, "Oh, our team is trash" and blah blah blah? But the ownership just proved that he does have that power because
They
the
didn't
coach
do
comes
anything
up and
about it.
says our quarterback needs to be better, and then that same what was it? A couple of days later, he's gone.
No, the very next day. The very next
Yeah,
day.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so he obviously he's got the juice, So Cass better watch out, man. He might be he's the number 1 pick. They got a lot of invested in him, man, and he might be a coach killer. You never know.
He's got to be careful because right now he's in the good graces. He's learning. He's coming up. He's maturing as a pro, and so I think that he's been given some grace. But come next year, he's gonna have to wisen up a little bit. He's not gonna be able to say the things maybe or maybe he will. I don't know. Maybe he's gonna be given all this the rights to say what he wants, but I doubt it. But right now, they have interim coach Mike McCoy. He spoke with the media, and he said that the only that's the only thing we have to clean up. And basically, he's talking about Cam Ward being tied for second most turnovers in the league. And then he says, you see what happened the other day in the game where there was some drifting and then the ball security in the pocket, things like that we have to clean up. And that's our job as coaches, right? So now we're seeing that their interim coach is getting in and he's starting at the basics. He's starting with the quarterback position and he's going to try to train him up. And this is the same coach that apparently helped McCoy mentioned some of the previous quarterbacks he worked with was Phillip Rivers, Peyton Manning, Jack Delhomme, and Trevor Lawrence. And so all of these guys are pretty decent quarterbacks. I mean, Trevor Lawrence still has a lot to prove, but the aforementioned quarterbacks have a pretty well rounded backing in the league.
Yeah. Interesting stat I saw was like the last 4 overall picks all had their coach fired after the first season,
Yeah.
which would have been Cam Ward, Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, including Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
First year, all coaches got fired. And so maybe we should have saw that trend and picked the Tennessee coach, but I didn't have that on my bingo card. I figured they give him at least a year. Gone.
Apparently not.
Jeez.
Um, but with that being said, so we don't beat this topic anymore, we got two more things to discuss. Rico Dowdle had a historic start. He is the first running back in history to put up the type of numbers that he did against a former team the following year after signing. So he had
Yeah,
over
this
230 yards on the Cowboys.
this topic would have been a little bit more fun if Big Zeke was here.
It would have, but I had to make sure that we give this a quick mention here. Shout out to Big Zeke and Pastor Kurt for Cowboys fans out there. But I think that goes to show also to the toxic trait of the Cowboys organization. Rico Dowdle could have been on the opposite side of the field, putting up those types of numbers, and he wasn't.
No
And
doubt.
that just goes to show because they didn't have the money or they didn't have the interest in Rico. And what does he do? Plays against them as a Carolina Panther, right? This isn't a team that anyone's really scared of, and goes in and runs all over them. So, I mean, you could see it both ways, but I think that was just kind of like a slap in the face to the Cowboys organization for letting yet another decent guy go because they make poor decisions along the way.
Yeah, and in the process, everyone who drafted Chuba Hubbard in fantasy this year is feeling sick.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. For sure.
I'm among that.
Yeah.
I feel sick.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it moving. We spent a lot of time on the NFL topic,
Yes, sir.
but we got to show love to our favorite sport, MLB.
Yes, sir.
All right, pull that one up. Okay,
Yeah.
so Yanks got exposed, and we got a resident Yankee fan here. Blue Jays, they are fighting right now, and so they're on the brink of elimination, but it doesn't look like that's going to be tonight because they had a 5 run inning as we went live, and they are now leading from being down 2-0. They're now leading 8-2, and
Wow.
so they are fighting for their lives, and it looks like they will live to fight another day, which I'm sure is really great news for Vladdy. I mean, he was getting thrown under the bus these last 2 games because I don't think he had a single hit in the first 2 games of the series. And
Yikes.
so, the moment after he famously said on our first part of the topic, the Yankees lose after the post game press conference after he had had a single hit since. So yeah, he can't get booted out of the playoffs after talking that kind of trash.
Hmm.
But Dave, they're your Yankees. I'll let you eulogize them. What happened, bro?
Man, we don't. Our team is built for 162. John Smoltz said it, and he was exactly right. A lot of people, I get it. John Smoltz is probably one of the biggest Yankee haters, and it's probably because he never beat us. Um, and
Oh, another. We need Zeke here to respond to that.
I mean, yeah, he never beat us. So, um, but besides all of that, we're not built for the Yankees. Aren't built for the postseason, man. Not how we're currently built. We had 3 different catchers, 5 DHs. We didn't have a dedicated third baseman. Um, so Mahomes came over in the trade, and even still, his bat wasn't that great, but his defense was good. We're just not we're not built for the grind. It's long ball or bust for us. That's because of the analytics department. We got these MIT nerds showing up, with their little folders and stuff, sitting in the dugout with their little Yankee jackets on, like they're part of the team, and they're just feeding Aaron Boone this data, him and Brian Cashman this data, and they just gobble it up, man, instead of like coaching on field, managing on field, you know. And Boone is a field dude, man. Boone comes from a baseball family. He's not dumb to the game. But it's hard for me. I will get caught up in the fire Cashman, fire Boone. I definitely want Brian Cashman gone because since Brian Cashman has been our dedicated, like the sole GM, not an associate GM, not the co GM, whatever. Ever since he's taken over, he's been in that role 25 years. He's won exactly one championship. He has he has one homegrown player slash talent to his name. Can you guys guess who that is?
Glaber?
Come on, man. Aaron Judge, bro.
Oh,
Wow.
Aaron Judge. Oh,
Gleyber
Aaron Judge.
Torres. Come on,
Isn't
man.
he homegrown?
Gleyber Torres ain't even with us no more.
Mm.
He's in
Oh, no,
Detroit.
no, Glaber. Oh, I'm thinking of the shortstop. What's the shortstop's name?
Anthony Volpe.
Opie?
Volpe. I
Dude
was
only
thinking
been
of
playing
Volpe.
three. He's only been playing 3 years. He ain't been playing long enough to do nothing. Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge is the only superstar, homegrown superstar that Brian Cashman has drafted and fine tuned. That's it. In 25 years, that's his
Yeah,
claim.
they trade everybody too quick. They always trying
I
to
mean,
win now, and they
nah,
haven't
man,
been
what he
able to
does
build
is
that.
he clutches, he holds on to people too long. We had, Greg Bird. Oh, Greg Bird is the next big thing. Jabba Chamberlain was the next. Now, shout out to Jabba was a dog. I don't want to dog Jabba. They stunted Jabba's growth with the Jabba rules and all of this stuff. They just overmanaged him, man. I love Jabba Chamberlain, so there's no disrespect to Jabba Chamberlain at all. But Jabba could have been so much more had they not uh, just coddled him the way and just unleashed the dude, man. The dude was a dog, man. And it's we don't know how to nurture homegrown talent, man. And it's forever gonna be this way until they get back to managing without, analytics. Yeah, use some analytics, but analytics shouldn't be driving everything. It should be analytic teams should not be making calls ahead of managers. That's ridiculous. Not in baseball, man.
Let me ask you this, Dave. At the end of the game, you had commenters, Derek Jeter, who was on the post game, as well as Alex Rodriguez, and they were giving their thoughts of what they think went wrong, and they both came to the defense of the coach that you like to usually throw under the bus, Aaron Boone. They both came to his defense, and they seemed to squarely place the blame on Cashman. Agree or disagree?
I agree 100%. Because here's the thing, man. Your dish is only gonna come out as good as the ingredients are. You know what I'm saying? It's like now I know I've seen people cook a masterpiece with less than nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you have to have the ability to do that, and Brian Cashman doesn't. Brian Cashman he's a prospect hugger. He sits on prospects because uh, he's afraid to let them go. He loves signing guys that are beyond, way past their prime.
Mm.
Okay, a couple of years ago, he gave Josh Donaldson 2 years, $50 million to come over and be a third baseman. And he was telling people were asking him, how come you didn't sign such and such? And how come such and such isn't starting? He's like, well, he's no Josh Donaldson. Josh Donaldson had won an MVP or either the MVP or the batting title. I think it was an MVP. Like 8 or 9 years prior to that, man.
Mm.
So he's like going out trying to get guys that like way past
Their prime.
and like whatever ability that they can bring to the team. I 100% blame Brian Cashman because he's a moron and he doesn't know what he's doing, man. He does not know. He doesn't know how to nurture talent and he doesn't know how to bring it into the system. He just doesn't, man. He's just dumb. And then, his latest thing is Anthony Volpe. It's like, oh, Volpe's going to crush it this year, and then when he does, I can expect people to come in and say, oh, you know what, you were right about him. And then what did Anthony Volpe do? I think he led the team in errors this year, man. This kid is just like, and
Yeah.
then they pulled the whole, oh, he had to have uh
Shoulder surgery.
had to have shoulder surgery, so he was dealing with that all season. So my question is, if he was dealing with that all season, why didn't you guys come out publicly and say that? And number two, if he was dealing with that, why did you guys play him?
Leave him on the
Why did you
field.
keep
Yeah.
playing him? So to me, they're lying to us, man. They're like this whole bringing up this whole surgery thing. Most people who have that injury too, that injury heals with time, like with rest. He could have healed. Most people that have that injury don't have surgery for it. They take time off and they let it rest. Baseball players and athletes are typically the only people that have surgery for that type of injury that he has. You should read up on it.
Hmm.
So
Mm.
them coming out and saying, "Oh, Volpe had surgery, he could miss 6 to 9 months." They're trying to make it seem like he was such a soldier and such a trooper, and he played through it and blah blah blah. I'm not trying to hear all of that, man. It's like,
Yeah, but isn't the opposite true that they risked his potential future by allowing him to play through with an injury like that? You'd think both sides would be true.
absolutely, because I mean, he was taking cortisone shots. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you take a cortisone shot, of course you're gonna feel okay, but then you could go do more damage,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
you don't know if you're harming yourself or not.
Turn a ligament, yeah, whatever it may be.
Yeah. But the thing is,
So
Peasy, we're just Cashman is the blame, man. It's just like I think most of the fan base is just kind of, you know, if we had to pick one or the other, Boone or Cashman, we could only have one go, it would be Cashman. People are tired of Cashman, man. He's just it's a wrap on him.
Yeah, well, let me just read this because I was reading up on it a little bit while you were talking. But it says Aaron Boone is expected back for a ninth season as the managers, but his staff's looking different. They've already got Mike Harvey, he's gone. Um, Travis Chapman gone, and Luis Rojas is looking to be interviewed for a vacant Orioles position. Jake Hurst is expected to come up from the minors. And Harkey and Chapman are the first ones reported to go.
yeah,
Bro,
I don't think a whole lot will change.
that's all smoke and mirrors, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they were serious about what is the third base coach and the bullpen coach? What does that have to do with us leading the league in first pitch swings for
Yeah.
the entire season? This team, man, like, they go up there hunting the fastball. What does a third base coach and a bullpen pitcher quitting have to do with trying to convince the fans we're making changes to that? That's nothing. It means nothing.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
hitting
they
that's the
gotta.
hitting coach, right? So
They're
hitting
gonna
coach
bring they're gonna bring some guy up with no experience in the show. They're bringing up a minor league coach to replace one of. Come on, man.
Mhm.
They
Yeah, they
can
got to
do.
change their philosophy, and that starts with the GM. But I just want to say this. I misspoke earlier when I said that the Blue Jays were on the brink of elimination. I'm thinking that this is a 5 game series. This is a 7 game series as we get to the championship series. And so, if the Blue Jays can close this one out, which they seem pretty much on their way to doing, they would be down only 2 games to 1, and then it turns into a best of the rest of the way. So it'd be the best of the next 4 games for the Blue
Yeah.
Jays. They got to win 3 out of 4.
That the Blue Jays wasn't, they weren't going to grab a game in Seattle was nuts, man. They were going to come fighting for their lives. Seattle was going to come home and feel relaxed, and the crowd was going to be all in it and stuff. And they came home and they laid an egg. I was expecting that.
I
The Blue
wasn't.
Jays
I'll
are
tell you
too
why.
good, man, to get
Because
like that.
I figured the Blue Jays would get game 1 because of that epic, absolutely postseason masterpiece of a game where the Seattle Mariners managed to beat out what was it, who they beat out, the Indians, was it, or no, Detroit Tigers. They beat out the Detroit Tigers, and last week on this show we said, I think that game is a wrap because you got Scooble pitching, and Scooble pitched great, but he can't pitch 15 innings. And so that game went 15 innings. The Blue Jays threw multiple starting pitchers and used pretty much their entire bullpen to make sure they got out of that series. And if you're the Blue Jays, you have to win game one, in my opinion. That is, and if they lose this series, they're going to look back on that game and see that that was a huge missed opportunity because you got a team that is just depleted. And if you can really get to them and get into their bullpen, these arms are tired. You should have been able to put up a lot of runs. Vladdy didn't show up, and now they're looking at down 2 games to 1 because it looks like they're going to win today when they should be up 2 games to 1.
And those were home games, right? So
Yeah.
like the rest, they have to travel for these next 3 games.
Yeah, huge missed opportunity, especially you're the number 1 seed. Like you have to capitalize on that.
Mhm.
And so it's looking like, I mean, just from the start of the way this series started, that maybe we're going to see the Seattle Mariners in the World Series. And I know Seattle faithful have been waiting a long, long time to say that because, to my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, the Seattle Mariners have never been in the World Series.
Hmm.
We might see it first.
Wow.
Who do you think they're going to be playing on the other side? Because it's not the Phillies, because they were eliminated. And as a Mets fan, I have a big smile on my face. They won one more postseason game than the Mets this year. Bye bye. Still in it is the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Milwaukee Brewers. Someone was saying we got two big money spending teams in the Blue Jays and the Dodgers, and then you got two small market teams. And so that's pretty interesting, right? That you kind of got that mixed bag. But who do you see coming out in the National League, Dave?
So here's my bracket that got busted like weeks ago. I had the Padres winning the whole thing, man. So this just to kind of recap. If you guys notice here, I had Toronto beating the Yankees. There was no way the Yankees were going to beat Toronto. Toronto was a juggernaut. They were coming off the regular season hot. Then they ran into the buzzsaw, here that is Seattle. Seattle's going to drop this game tonight, obviously, but I think Seattle, they recover and they end up putting the Blue Jays away. But they will definitely meet the Dodgers because the Brewers are so disappointing, bro. I was watching the Brewers games, the last 2 Brewers games, and they just brought nothing, man. They I don't know, man. They're not playing like a team. They had the best record in the regular season, and
Right.
they're playing like they're just like, yeah, we're just happy to be here, man. We're here for Uke. They're so caught up on the euchre thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh man, this is the time where you got to shine. Put all of that nostalgia and stuff behind you, man. Like, you need to focus on winning games. And they just came out and laid 2 eggs at home. They let the Dodgers come in and bully them. And the last game, they actually had a chance to win that game. That game was tied up, and I believe it was tied up. They had the bases loaded. I think they were down 3-2. They had the bases loaded, and Toronto looks like Toronto just hit another home run. Kirk just hit a 3-run shot. They're up 12-2.
Gee.
Whoa.
It's crazy right now. The Seattle look crazy right now, man. But the Brewers, man, back to the Brewers. The Brewers are just they just look horrible right now. They look like they're just happy just to be there. And Dodgers are gonna stick a fork in them. Unfortunately, everything is firing for the Dodgers right now. Snell came out, man, and threw a gem the other night. They couldn't touch him. Yamamoto went all night. He went full game last night. He did give up the first pitch of the game. He gave up a home run. So he didn't pitch a shutout, but he did, throw a complete game. They ended up winning. So the Dodgers face Seattle. Whoever the Dodgers face, man, they're gonna kill them.
Bro, Dodgers Seattle World Series. I mean, it would be kind of cool, but
What?
like West Coast, you can't get more West Coast than Seattle and LA. I wonder if I'll be awake to see any of those time starts on those games. If you got everything on the West Coast like that. Uh, hey, Zeke is in the chat and he says Brewers are playing like straight basura. You know what? Not for nothing, but that Yamamoto complete game was the first complete game in a postseason, I believe, since Justin Verlander with the Houston Astros did it. I think it was like 3 to 4 years ago or something like that.
Hmm.
And so, like, I mean, that tells you a little bit about the state of MLB. You're just not getting these pitchers pitching complete games. Not like when, back in the day, you'd have like Bob Gibson or Sandy Koufax, and you like, they're the best. Let's let them pitch the whole game. Let's see what happens. You just don't see that anymore. And so yeah. Um, I don't know. I tend to agree with you, Dave. I think that's probably going to be what we see. Um, I would think, I want to say, I think the Blue Jays have what it takes to make a comeback in that series. I didn't have a whole lot of faith in Milwaukee Brewers to begin with, so I mean, I thought they weren't going to get much further than the Padres. So that was my take. Roberts wasn't pulling Yamamoto after the bullpen almost blew that Snell game. I mean, that's what I mean. Dave was just talking about, like, having a feel for the game with the manager. You know what I mean? And clearly, the Dodgers manager, say what you want about, all the talent that they put on that team. Dave Roberts has a feel for the game,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
he makes some questionable calls, and then when he's right, and he's done this even in past seasons where you're there like you're doing what,
yeah.
and it
But
works
the thing
out.
about this too, man. So Roberts he's playing with a full with house money, and he's playing with like the hand that he's been dealt. If he loses anything with that hand, man, he doesn't deserve to manage ever again. He literally is like he's Joe Torre back when during the Yankee dynasty. He could just look down
Hmm.
the bench and be like, "Oh, just give me that guy. Oh, give me him." Oh, it's just he can't lose, bro.
Hmm.
He can't. It's like the only way. I mean, I was gonna say this for the roundup, but I mean, look at what they're doing right now. Otani is batting 129 right now, man, in the postseason. 129. He had one start so far, and the Phillies blasted him for 3 runs. In his first outing.
Hmm.
So, like, even with Otani not doing what he's supposed to do, look, they just it's just unlimited talent, man. It's like they just and you can't be mad at it, man. They're playing by the rules. They're not doing it. I don't hear people saying the same thing though. When the Yankees used to sign big talent, for big money, it was all they're buying championships. So I mean, what are the Dodgers doing? The
Hmm.
Dodgers are doing exactly what the Yankees did back in the day, man. They're spending the most money for the talent.
That's a good point.
And so here's another answer this for me. I want anybody, Chad included. I want you to name me one Major League Baseball player that plays for free. I'll wait.
Major League Baseball player that plays for free. Man, I
Ain't
don't
too
know. I
much.
know some Major League Baseball players that should play for free.
I know, but the point that I'm making is nobody plays for free, man. Everybody gets paid. So people talking about you're buying championships. Every freaking team that wins a
It's buying
championship has bought a
championship.
championship.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about, man? Like it's just because it's the Yankees, man. They love to hate on the fact that it's like, oh, you throw away those. You weren't even alive when most of those championships were won. It's like, okay, well, let's go with that narrative, right?
Hmm.
When did Boston won their first championship in what was it, 1918? Let's throw that out the window. That one doesn't count because they were playing against farmers and plumbers and stuff, right? Let's keep going back and let's throw out all the championships for the teams that won championships back then, and then let me see how people feel about that argument that those championships don't count. Of course they count. It's the history of the game. So what if they were playing against plumbers, lawyers, whatever? It doesn't matter. That's the history of the game, man. That's how the game started. You know who else they were playing against? Womanizers, racists, you know what I'm saying? Alcoholics. I mean, that literally, man, it's like if you look at the first picture of the class going into the Hall of Fame, the very first class, you had a racist, you had a womanizer, you had an alcoholic in there. It's just crazy, man. One guy, his family owned slaves, bro. It's like, what are we talking about? So when you talk about like all of this stuff, you talk about championships don't matter because they happen back in the dead ball era, all of before the dead ball era and all this stuff. I don't want to hear all that stuff, man. The history of the game is, whether people like it or not, the Yankees won 27 championships. You know what I'm saying? And Yogi Berra had more rings than he had fingers, man. And so I hate the fact that people like to dumb down organizations accomplishments because they're mad because their team didn't accomplish that. And it's like they try to make the game they try to like make the game soak down or like less valuable because their team didn't do it. And
I like
that kind of stuff drives me crazy, man. It's not even about the 27 championships, man. It's like if you look at the history of the Yankees, man, and like even the logo, man, go read up on what the Yankees logo is about, man. If you knew what the interlocking NY meant and where it came from, a lot of people would change their tune about the Yankees and about what they represent. Go read up, just do yourself a favor and read up on where the logo came from and how they got it.
Nice. I'll check it out.
No, I was gonna say that I really like Zeke's comment in the chat. Thank you for joining in the chat, Zeke. New York Yankees dynasty was homegrown. When they got away from that formula, it went downhill. I think that's kind of what we were talking about earlier too. Like, that you were saying that it wasn't the coach's fault, it was more the GM's fault. And yeah, I think that's kind of like why like the Mets owner, he has a lot of money, but the first thing he said is he wanted to adopt the Dodgers formula because I think that's what's making the Dodgers great. They do have a lot of homegrown talent. They spend a ton of money, no doubt about it. But they got a lot of homegrown talent. When they look down that bench, it's not just all, $500 million players. That's not how they built that squad. They got a lot of homegrown talent, and
They
so
do,
that's
man.
that's
They
that's
do.
the formula that the Mets owner wanted to duplicate, which I think is admirable, and I think that's the direction the Yankees need to go. But I don't see them doing that until they change philosophy, and they got to get rid of Cashman to do that.
They do. But you know what else too, man? $700 million deferred. Um, you know, that also
That
helps
helps.
that
That
helps you
helps.
a lot of talent in too.
Yeah.
So
Also helps out Otani avoid those California taxes. I called it as soon as he said it. I was there like, yo, that's genius. Like he's avoiding those California
yeah,
taxes.
it'll be the last time it happens too, because Cali was like, wait a minute, we're not getting what? So yeah,
Bro, they charge way too much taxes in Cali,
yeah.
bro.
So I know I kind of went off on a tyrant, man. A tirade went
Yeah,
about the whole Yankee
it's
thing, man.
all good.
But
I mean, but
it's that time.
that's
It's that time of year, man. There's a lot of stories going on. A lot of people. Oh, the Blue Jays, y'all weren't this and this. It's like I get it, man. I get what y'all saying, man. But let's not tear down the legacy of a few organizations to make a point about an organization that like literally has only been around for like since I was 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think people need to kind of like sometimes you gotta step away from the fandom, man, and just kind of really like look at the game as a whole. How
yeah.
horrible would it be for us to have this great season we had this year and then have the Toronto Blue? Who wants to see the Toronto Blue Jays get swept, bro? Nobody. Like what good does that do for us as baseball fans? We're gonna have less baseball if they get swept. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like there's so many good stories there, man. You want to see more baseball, and you just want to see good competition. I don't want to see nobody get dog walked, but unfortunately, when they meet up with the Dodgers, that's what's going to happen.
Bro, I'm a Mariners fan the rest of the way. I'm rooting for the Mariners, but I got a
I
feeling
am
that
too, bro. But the reality is reality. They're going to dog walk the Mariners, man. I mean, look at them, man. Did you see Snow pitch the other night?
no, I didn't get to watch it, but I heard how dominant he was.
Oh man, Snell was just unbelievable, bro. He was just like he was unbelievable, man. Anyway,
All right.
Yo, look at Berto though. He's pulling a Zeke. Maybe Zeke wouldn't
Yeah,
agree.
he's a Braves fan too. Said Braves will win next year. We will sweep whoever we face. I'm just speaking it into existence. Timestamp this right now.
All right, we're gonna have to
I don't
fast
know
forward
about
next
that,
year.
bro.
We're gonna have to
I
clip
don't know
this and
about that.
fast forward next year. Save it to the clip
Yeah.
archive.
We'll see when we do our MLB. Who we think is gonna. What their records or what do we think they'll be at the beginning of next season. We'll see. We'll see. The off season is going to be fun because we'll see who these guys pick up and how teams maneuver and position themselves. So that'll be fun. But right now we're just focused on who's going to win the World Series, and we'll see. We'll have more for you next week. Let's keep it moving.
Yep.
let's do it.
All right. Who would you rather have over the next 3 seasons? Jalen Brunson edition. As we are getting ready, and this is crazy to say, NBA is right around the corner, folks. And so I thought it would be fun and also something that may be clippable to do a who would you rather over the next 3 seasons with Jalen Brunson. A lot of people expect the Knicks to be maybe the second or the third seed in the Eastern Conference as they bring back largely the same squad from last year, but hopefully with a little bit more chemistry of Karl Anthony Towns, Miles Bridges. Obviously, you got Josh Hart, and then you got Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, at a discounted contract, has allowed them to accumulate that kind of talent. But I mean, the guy is a bona fide star, a bona fide leader, and he's doing it in at the Mecca, right? And so he's putting up some numbers. And the thing I love about Jalen Brunson is when you need the captain the most, the captain is there. He's there right at the end of the game. He's making the buckets when it counts, making the right decisions with the ball in his hands. But I thought it would be interesting to say, who would you rather have? Because there's a lot of star talent in the NBA as we get ready to kick off this season. And so I'm going to throw it to the guys as we read off the who would you rather. So absorb this in. Would you rather have Jalen Brunson or throw up our first who would you rather? Jalen Brunson. Zeke is in the comments already saying boo. All right. All right, go ahead. Throw it up, Josh.
Can you see it?
I can't see it.
All right, how about that?
Okay, there it is. All right. Jalen Brunson or Darius Garland of the Cleveland Cavaliers, the young guard from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Josh.
I'm going with Jalen Brunson. Darius Garland has had injuries plagued them in the past couple of years. And although he is a marksman from the 3-point line, I would have to say his longevity is probably not going to be, knock on wood for Jalen Brunson, but it's not going to be there. So I think I'm going to go with Jalen Brunson, just with the dog mentality, kind of like you said, in that leadership ability.
What about you, Dave? Next
Brun-
3 seasons, who would you want on your team?
Brunson
Brunson. No
said,
doubt.
I
We
don't
know.
have to. There's enough said.
Enough said.
Kid's
Okay.
proven himself since he came over, man.
Brunson is that. He's a dog, bro. No disrespect to Garland, but Brunson is a dog.
The only knock
Um,
on my guy, we're the resident Nick fans, and on the podcast, is that he seems to gas out in the playoffs, and he's got to get past that. He's got that reputation, Peasy. You know he does.
what, Garland or Brunson?
Brunson, bro.
Bro,
We love our Brunson, man, but
he did not gas out in the playoffs. The year before, he was like he put the whole squad on his back, and he took it.
that's why he
He
gassed
almost,
out.
bro, but he almost beat the Indiana Pacers by himself when we had injuries to Josh Hart went down. Who else went down? Like our whole team went down. Hartenstein went down. Like, bro. So, anyways, let's throw the next one up.
I got you. I was just laughing because Zeke's in the comments. Give me Garland,
Yeah.
and even the chat's like, nah, bro, come on.
For those who don't know, Zeke is a Chicago Bulls fan, so he might be just hating, or he just might be a Chicago Bulls fan, and that's why the Chicago Bulls are trash. Because maybe
Ooh,
like the GM thinks like Zeke and actually chooses Garland over Brunson, De'Aaron Fox, or Jalen Brunson.
I'm gonna be biased here. I want De'Aaron Fox because I'm a Spurs fan, and I want De'Aaron Fox to uh, ball out with Wemby. Um, but when it comes to gameplay, man, I think you got to go with Brunson.
Oh wow, okay, there we go. The first surprise, Dave
Nah, man, there is no surprise. Brunson, man.
Brunson.
Brunson. What are we
Yeah,
doing?
I got Brunson, and this is a little closer because I got a lot of respect for De'Aaron Fox in his game, but I think Brunson's just better with the ball handling, decision making, and he can get you a bucket without like he can ISO and just get you a bucket. It doesn't have to be in the flow of the game, kind of more like De'Aaron.
Mhm.
All right, yeah, throw the next one up there. Ooh.
Ooh, it's getting meaty. It's getting
But
meaty.
it's over the next 3 years.
Yeah, listen, man.
But it is the GOAT Curry.
Yeah.
Dave, you want to go first? I had Josh go first on the last one. You taking the GOAT Curry over the next 3 years or Jalen Brunson as your starting point guard?
No, I'm taking Brunson, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because Steph is dope, but he needs a certain type of offense to get off the way he does. So he people try to double Steph, and it's like you can't do it, man. You can't double Steph, right? But I don't. I'm thinking, okay, so are we talking taking Brunson off of the Knicks and putting Curry on the Knicks? Is that what we saying?
Yeah, like if they offered you a trade for the next 3 years, would you take Curry or would you keep Brunson?
Now I'm keeping Brunson because the playmaking ability that Brunson brings to the Knicks, it's not. It can't. Curry can't bring that, man. He's not bringing that. Sorry,
Bro, I'm a
Aisha's
huge
not
Steph
bringing it
Curry
either.
fan. I'm a huge Steph Curry fan. And so as crazy as this sounds, like I don't think the jump shot like disappears as you age. The way he moves with the ball, I always felt like, man, you that's what the Knicks are missing. They're missing that kind of cohesive ball movement. But that's going to be hard to do with the kind of roster that the Knicks have.
Right.
And so this was the closest one for me, just because I think I'd rather watch Steph Curry play, just because he's got to be my favorite basketball player to watch play.
But if you bring
And
him to the
so
current Knicks roster, it's going to decimate the team, man. Like you're
it
bringing
probably
something
will.
that's so great to a team that he wouldn't fit that offense, man. He's just not going to fit.
This is
It's
where I
going to take them.
disagree.
It's going to take them 2 years to mesh.
Uh,
This is where I disagree. Steph Curry is the type of player, the generational player that literally makes people around him better
he
because
does.
he demands attention on the court. And because he demands attention on the court, he's able to create lanes and spaces for other players. I'm taking Steph Curry, even with his age, even with his history. I would take Steph Curry on an ankle brace before I take Brunson.
I'm not taking Steph with the current Knicks makeup, man. I don't feel like it'll. It's a he
Bro,
can
I'm not.
yeah he can make people better, right? You're saying that, but he's done that under Steve Kerr's tutelage, right? Under Kerr's system. Do you
He
really
was
think
doing that for Mark
Brown?
Johnson or
Do you
Mark
think Mike
Jackson too,
Brown is
though.
going to take a Steph Curry and plug him in place of Brunson and it's gonna? I don't
Yep.
think so.
With his maturity and his game IQ, you can't take that away. I mean, people were saying the same thing. If you ask me, LeBron didn't um, um, digress from leaving Cleveland to go to Spolstra at Miami. although you can very easily say that the big three down there with Dwayne Wade and Bosh helped LeBron for sure. There's no doubt. But LeBron's game elevated. It didn't come down. And even as he moved into the Lakers organization, it's elevated. Curry
But
is
he
the
was in his prime then, though. He was in
and
his prime when he was with Bosh and Wade.
yeah,
So,
even
you know,
now though, look at him. I mean, I think LeBron has well exceeded his prime, but he still puts up great numbers each year. And so I don't I don't think you can take that away from these generational type of players. It doesn't matter the type of team they're on or the coaching staff they're under. They're gonna live up to their name. That's
Bro,
just
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Just because I would really love to see Steph Curry in the Knicks uniform, that would make my day. I gotta go with Curry just because, like, man, that's he's that guy. But that he's just that guy for me. All right, let's keep it moving. What's the next one?
mm,
oh,
Devin Booker.
mm,
And not to hate on Devin Booker, but for me, I don't know why, but when I saw that he was age 28, he just feels so much older to me.
mm.
He just feels so much older to me because it was just there like that dude's 28. He looks like he's a couple years from retirement. Like the dude just feels older. But I don't know. The ball stops when it comes to his hands. And so he's a great talent, but I don't think he's a winning talent. I don't see him. I don't see him as that. And it could just be the system he's in, the organization he's in. Give me Brunson. What would you say, Josh?
Yeah, I think you have to look at this logistically. Like, you have to look at the Knicks organization and what they are requiring outside of the point guard position or the guard position, if you will. Um, like I feel like again Booker brings some he brings that um, young playability to the game, um, especially looking at the age. Um, but at the same time, I mean, Jalen Brunson has a rapport with the Knicks. He's built a trust level with the organization and his teammates. So I don't know, man. I like both of them. I think that Booker is more of a dynamic scorer, but Brunson, like you said in the past, he is more of a leader role on the court and comes in clutch. So I'm kind of on the fence on this one. If I could vote it 1 through 5, I'm giving it a 3. I'm throwing up the 3 finger. I don't know.
All right, Josh is torn. Dave, what do you say?
I don't know. I don't follow Devin Booker like that, bro. So I don't really know much about the kid. Let me just keep it real. I
Mm,
don't, you know what I'm saying? He's out there on the West Coast. I don't watch the Suns even when they're on. The only thing I know about the Suns is Kevin Durant just left them. You know what I'm saying? So, he did leave, didn't he?
Yeah, he's on the Rockets now.
Rockets, right? So I don't know, man. I can
well,
I can't believe Peasy that you went against Brunson, man.
yeah. Yo, so check
Brunson,
this
bro,
out.
over Devin Booker.
As
No,
of
no, I got Brunson over Booker. I got Brunson over Booker,
as
bro.
of this year, listen to this: points per game, and they're pretty close to seasons. So Booker's got 10 seasons, Brunson's got 7. Right? Um, Points per game, 24.4 points per game. Or there you go, 25.6, whatever it is. I'm looking at a different stat line. Jalen Brunson is only about 18 or 20. Rebounds per game, 4 for Booker, 3 for Brunson. Assists per game, they're right around 5 each. Steals per game, 1 each. Blocks per game, Devin Booker's got a little bit at a half. Um, but for me, it is by far this total points, bro. Like, this is crazy. With 3 years ahead of Booker, or 3 years ahead of Brunson, Booker is more than double the points. which
Yeah,
is
that's not surprising because like when Brunson first started, like he didn't get really valued by Dallas. They barely took him off of the bench. They really didn't know what they had on their hands, which is why he's a Knick. Because if he was playing as good as he was for the Knicks, Dallas probably would have never let him go. And
mm,
so he really has had like a maybe a what I think Brunson's been with us for like 3 to 4 seasons, Dave,
Yeah.
something like that.
This is fourth, I believe.
Yeah, and so yeah, he's really only had a 4 year run. But yeah, I mean, you're right. Sita said that Booker was killing it when he had CP, Chris Paul with him.
yeah,
And yeah, he was. And so maybe it's the system. And so, but to me, he's like stigmatized to me. He's not like like the winning brand of basketball. Like I think, to your point, like maybe Chris Paul brought that, but the way that they're playing in with Phoenix, it's like, nah, he's a complimentary piece. I feel like Brunson is the spoon that stirs the drink. You know what I mean? And so that's how I have it. So that's why it'd be for me that all day. Cade Cunningham, who's a Pistons fan? I thought that we had a Pistons fan among us or something like that. But
mhm.
Now we're always talking about the Pistons because the cat from Rochester plays for the
Yes,
Pistons.
exactly.
He's always
oh, okay,
embarrassing
okay.
us.
Fighting. I can't remember his name.
Oh, my brother-in-law is the Pistons fan. So when we went against the Pistons, um, this year, that was his guy. Listen, I mean, this he looks legit. Like Cade looks legit. This one is hard. This one is hard. Um,
Birdo
but
gave
he's only
his.
done it. He's only done it for one season. He's only done it for one season, really. Can he duplicate what is the beginnings of what it looked like there? And I don't know. I need to see more before I'm willing to bet the next 3 years on Cade. Because he's only done it 1 year in the pro level.
Yeah,
So I don't know what you say, Dave.
I don't know anything about this kid, man.
yeah.
Yeah, Zeke is saying give me Cade, but
Cade.
Zeke, I could put like probably the cheerleader up on the screen, and he probably give me the cheerleader instead. You know what I mean? Water boy, I'll take the water boy. Zeke is just he's just hating. I don't think there's a player I could put up here that he wouldn't say is better than Brunson. I really don't. But who's the starting point guard for the Bulls? I bet you he picks that. Let's just have some fun. I don't even know the starting point guard for the Bulls. The Bulls might not know the starting point guard. They're just there like, man, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
Bulls starting point guard Josh Giddey. Zeke, you
Giddy,
want Josh Giddey?
giddy up.
You rather take Brunson straight up trade. I trade you Brunson for Giddey. Zeke like, give me Giddey.
You guys want to see the numbers match up between Cunningham and Brunson or no?
I think that'd be fun to see.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me pull them up real quick. I'm gonna go into to studio mode. Let me pull them up, bro.
All right. Yeah, but while you're doing that, I guess in this instance, I'm looking at the freshness of Cade Cunningham, and I think what I would be looking at for the next 3 years, especially being a New York Knicks organization that is looking for consistency and some hopes of a playoff run. I'm probably going to go with the proven guy um, on the court than I am going to put and invest into the young rookie. So I probably am just going to have to go Brunson on that one again.
Bro, this is crazy. Cito in the comments said I would take Giddy over Brunson. Zeke said that he would take Giddy over Brunson. Bro, that's wild. Bro, if they offered the Knicks a trade for the entire Bulls starting lineup, I would reject it to keep Brunson. They got Giddy, Kobe White, whoever Isaac Okoro is, Mattis Bulls whatever, however you say that, right?
Yes.
and Nikolai Vucevic.
Poor Zeke. He's taking straight bullets even when he's on the on.
Oh yes, just because he's not on the podcast doesn't mean
Birdo,
I'm not going to go
Birdo
after my
said that.
boy.
Birdo said that. He said he'd take Giddy over Brunson.
Nah, Zeke said rejected. He would take Josh Giddey over Brunson. I wouldn't take the entire starting lineup. I'd be there like, well, you gonna throw in some draft picks at least, right?
That's
I
crazy.
mean, for Brunson, your whole starting lineup, throw in some draft picks. Like, nah, man, nah. All right, so go ahead, Dave, run us through this.
I mean, look at it, man. So it's this kid has played half the games Brunson has played. You know what I'm saying? And he's got youth on his side. I'll give
Mhm.
him that. Brunson's got a few injuries, under his belt too. But I mean, if you look at the numbers here, man, like the field goal and 3-point is where a lot, where Brunson is edging. Obviously not Steph, but these other cats, he's kind of edging them in that area. But um, I'm looking at the points per game. There's so many scorers on for the Knicks. I'm not mad that Brunson, um, his average isn't a little bit higher, and not to mention too, like you have to take a handful of those wins. I'm sorry, those games from when he was his time in Dallas. So I don't really know what Brunson was doing when he was in Dallas. I didn't really pay it that much attention
I
to.
don't think Cade was in the league when Brunson
No,
was in Dallas.
he wasn't. But it's hard to this kid, just looking at his numbers with the number of games he's played, I've not seen him play. So I'm just not going to front, man. I've not watched Detroit play, and if I have, it was only because they were playing the Knicks. And I'm pretty sure anytime I watched them, I didn't get to see the whole game because Isaiah Stewart did something to cause the game to get broken up or
Yeah.
some kind of
Bro,
delay.
that's facts.
Um,
That comment is facts, bro.
you know what I'm saying? Can't get through a full Pistons game without something going on, without the
That's
Rockets
true
being
too.
represented.
But you
So
got to look at the bottom of those stats. That is actually something impressive. Jalen Brunson with his 7 years, he's got 2 All NBA and 2 All Star.
Yeah.
In his first year, has both.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
he
here's
did. No,
another
that's,
thing.
that's
It's balling, bro.
Here's the thing for me. And, this is where I'm going to start show my age, man. I'm not really impressed with All NBA in the last 10 years when you talk about All NBA with the NBA because the like the game I grew up on, man. Like here I am, like Zeke gonna say it. Here comes get off my lawn, Dave. But I mean, I just like what's an All Star nod when you got dudes, when they're doing the two coaches and they're doing like the pickup game style All Star. It's so stupid, man. It's like and like I just and you're watching the game, man. It's just everybody's just chucking up threes, and it's just coming down, pull up three. Oh, you miss, go back down. The opposition does it. It's just like so. The All NBA, and All Star really don't mean anything to me anymore. I think that really stopped meaning anything when Kobe retired.
I would agree with you to the point of the physical All Star, All NBA, those games, the actual games on the All Star weekend. They are absolutely pointless. They mean nothing. But the fact that you actually get to that level, you are voted in, you are seen as a top league performer from your regular season playability. I think that does mean something. The fact that you are voted amongst all of your peers to be at that top um, level of play, I think that does say something. And not for nothing, these guys are playing. They're playing against well-rounded individuals. They still have to prove themselves on the court, game in and game out, regardless. But I do 100% agree with you, Dave. The NBA All Star Game means absolutely nothing. The All NBA, when guys are toting around trophies and they're not really doing much during that All Star break, I agree with you. But To say all NBA and to say all star, I think it holds some weight, I think, still in the league because you have to prove that during the regular season. You don't just get that for being a flashy player.
Yeah, I get you.
All right, and
All
throw
right,
the
Pete.
last one up.
Yes, sir. It is. Mm,
Tyrese Maxey.
mm.
Tyrese Maxey.
Another young
I
one.
mean, I'm not gonna lie. When Embiid went down, he looked amazing. He looked like the real deal. Um, I don't know, man. He's a fantastic player, but for some reason, why was the 76ers so trash with that kind of talent?
Tyrese to the
Same
max.
reason they're gonna be trash with podcast P.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they had a lot of talent on that squad. Um, but yeah, I mean Tyrese is good, but I'm gonna be a homer on this. I'm gonna stick with Brunson, but Tyrese he's talented. He's very good.
Man, I'm going against the grain here, and it's only because our fans in the comment section. I'm rocking with my boys, Zeke and Berto. I'm taking Tyrese when healthy.
Really?
Yeah. All
Just
right.
How
just
many
because
NBAs do you think Tyrese Maxey has?
none.
There you go. The big squadouche. Nada,
I'm just,
nothing,
I'm just,
niente.
I'm just siding with Zeke and Berto for this one. That's all.
Is that what it
Yeah.
is?
Yeah, I'm giving the comment section some love.
For whatever reason, last year a lot of those buckets were empty buckets because they were losing a lot of those games, man.
Mm.
They were losing a heck of a lot of those games. All right. Well, let's this was fun. Maybe we could do this again. Uh, maybe next week with a different cast of characters. But for the sake of time, let's go ahead and jump into the roundup.
Sure.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
We
go
didn't do what happened today.
aha!
Okay,
Do it.
good. Dave, why don't you throw that up on the screen?
Oh, let's go. What we got here?
All right, I'm going to take
Gosh,
this one, Dave. You got the next one.
go ahead.
Man, but hold on. Zeke did say in the comments something that's hilarious in respect to what I'm seeing on the screen right now.
Yeah, I
He
saw
said
that.
Dave's favorite NBA memories are in black and white, and it happened in today, the one that Dave picked.
Oh,
My bad, Dave.
I mean,
Go
I
ahead,
picked.
bro.
Listen, man. He's trying to be funny, right? I picked this for our guy. Okay, I could have easily gone with the Yankees won their first World Series on this day. They close out at Game 6. I could have easily went with that, but we do too much Yankee stuff, and we got our boy back 2 weeks in a row, and I'm like, the Eagles need some shine. My boy needs some shine.
most definitely. I
Okay,
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
let's go, man.
Let me roll with it, Dave. I got you.
All
In
right, man.
1933, the Eagles play their first NFL game. What I'm not so happy about is the following stat. They
That's not good.
lost to the New York Giants 56-0.
But they were in there, bro.
They were in it. They
They
were
were
in
in
it.
the league, bro.
And during the same year,
That's what matters.
that's it. That's all that matters. And from what I understand, it was the Pittsburgh Steelers and I think Cleveland that became the extension in this same year with the Eagles. So they lost to the Giants, and of course, it has to fall into the same week where we just lost to the Giants Thursday night football.
Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy.
Lots to say there. I'm sure Zeke, you can be quiet right there because we won't blast your team. You don't blast mine. But this is a pretty cool shot. You know, these guys were playing on what kind of field is that, guys?
I can't tell.
Looks like grass, bro.
It's a grass field, but there is a specific sport that played on that field.
What's
It was
that?
designed for a different sport. What would that be?
Polo.
Polo.
Yeah.
And if
Okay,
you
I knew
remember,
something looked different about it.
Yeah, I just want to point this out. If you remember one of my very first topics that I got to choose here in the Opps SportsCast, it was on polo ponies. So it just, I think it's just everything's coming together.
God,
Everything's coming together.
Lord.
It's meant to be.
All right. Full circle.
Full
All right,
circle.
man.
All
Yeah.
right. What's
All
the
right.
next one?
All
Zeke's
right.
taking this.
Next one's going to be this. The
Take us
great.
away, Dave.
All right. So it happened today in 1989. Wayne Gretzky surpassed Gordie Howe as the NHL's all-time top scorer. Now, we were blessed to be able to watch uh, Ovi break
That's it.
Gretzky's record near the end of the previous NHL season, which was amazing. We covered that. We had the Ovi tracker going for all of you uh, hockey fans out there, the NHL fans. We had that going, and that was fun to watch, man. It was fun to get to be a part of that and to get caught up in it, and we could, it's something that we're gonna be able to remember. So shout out to Wayne Gretzky, but bigger shout out to Ovi.
Ovi.
So
Ovi. And
Alex
Zeke's,
Ovechkin,
yep. Zeke's still on his Ovi watch, by the way.
yeah, man, got to,
He's,
All
man.
right.
All right,
Anything else, or should we move? Yeah. All right.
let's move on
Keep
to the
moving.
roundup, man, to the
yep.
wrap up.
I got you on that. Let me pull this up real quick. Weekly roundup right here on the bottom.
Sweet.
NHL
All right,
season
cool.
is underway.
So let me hit this real quick. So the NHL season is underway, and we are not resident hockey fans, but we will get caught up in some good moments that happen. You got historical moments that are happening. People, players making history or whatnot, and we'll get caught up in it if one of our home teams from the state of New York will actually end up in the playoffs or end up winning a chip. We haven't won a chip. I think since the Rangers won one. We have we had a guy from our hometown that actually played for the Rangers, and I think he won a Stanley Cup, if I'm not mistaken, with the Florida team. I can't remember the name of the team for Florida.
Panthers.
Is
Florida
that
Panthers.
the NHL team?
Yeah, Florida Panthers.
Panthers, yeah.
I think, and if I'm Ryan Callahan. So Cal is retired now, but he had a nice little career in the NHL. I think he's doing some broadcasting and whatnot. But yeah, so NHL season is underway right now. The Islanders and the Sabres are winless, which is a complete embarrassment. It's not a surprise from the Sabres. I'm completely not surprised that the Sabres haven't won anything yet. Little surprised by the Islanders though. So anyway, uh,
So
uh,
as we just covered that with the Sabres, just a quick little shout out. My boss's son, who is in the, I want to say seventh or eighth grade, he plays for the junior Sabres as
oh
a
yeah,
goalie. Kid is playing his heart out. He's really doing a great job, and he's been getting eyes from all around. So big shout out to the Walters family. Their son playing for the junior Sabres, maybe soon to come in an actual Sabres uniform.
Cool.
and by the way, I might be putting together a little Rochester Amherst ticket giveaway. If we can get some more followers, some more subscribers and stuff, we'll talk about that some more though.
For sure.
So, and hopefully the ops crew, we could catch a Amherst game too, man. It'd be cool. I haven't been to a hockey game forever, bro. So that would be
Yeah,
dope.
that'd be good.
All right, cool. So weekly roundup number 2, Loyola Chicago chaplain Sister Jean passed away this week. Um, I had seen several stories about her, and people like to say, well, that's a feel good story. And it's like, oh man, it's like that person she meant something to that university, and um, you know, she's gonna be missed. I was reading some of the things that people were writing about her and stuff, and then the memories that they had with her. So shout out to Sister G. Make sure,
106 years old at the young age of
bro,
106.
that's a nice long life, bro. And she brought a lot of joy to people's lives, man,
Hmm.
and she mattered to a lot of people. So shout out to her.
Nice.
So I wanted to touch on this real quick. I think Big Zeke is still there. Big Zeke, if you could look at the ticker right about now, it says Shohei Otani is batting 129 in the 2025 postseason of the MLB baseball season known as the show. Uh, I am not sad for Shohei Otani that he is uh, having the struggles that he's having right now. Um, I'm not going to say anything else. I'll just leave that alone.
Pew
There could
pew.
be, there could be some contributing factors. Um, there could be some prop bets that you know probably be I don't know. Anyway, let's leave that alone.
My eyes are in the comments. I'm just waiting for that response. I'm just waiting.
Uh, Mike Schilt, the Padres manager, decided to retire after only 2 seasons as the Padres manager. He cited personal, mental, and physical uh, troubles, or I forget the word that he used, but basically he was losing his mind mentally, physically, and emotionally, dealing with the Padres and probably you, Darvish, with his up and down starts. So shout out to Mike Schultz for bailing on his team. Um,
Oh, straight under the bus.
Yikes. He just pulled a Tua.
just
Right.
hate it, man. You know what? Every time I saw him, bro, he looked like he didn't want to be there. He didn't look like he was built to just be managing. He just literally looked like he wanted to be anywhere except in the Padres dugout
Damn.
managing that team, man.
Damn.
And
That's bad.
yeah, he just didn't look happy at all, man.
Which is unfortunate. I mean, they had a squad. I mean, that's why we picked them to go to the World Series. Padres were stacked, man. If you
They
can't
were, man.
find joy
And they got owners
in,
that spending money, man. Like it was,
yeah,
you know,
finally.
I don't know.
San Diego hasn't always had a great product there. And
Yeah,
so the new owners, they're spending money, man. They're trying to put a winning team. There used to be like fear that San Diego wasn't drawing the kind of audience,
yeah.
and they're drawing the audience now. They
They
got,
are,
I mean,
man.
it's a
Beautiful,
fun place to
beautiful
be.
city, bro. Beautiful
Yeah,
city, beautiful stadium. That stadium is everything, man. Everything,
yeah.
bro. I love that stadium. So, and then, oh boy, let's see here. What was my last thing?
And
My
Penn
goodness.
State fired James Franklin,
Yeah,
going 3-3.
yeah, that's kind of bananas. Don't you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude was in the middle of a 10-year deal, man. 10-year deal he signed 4 years ago.
Yep.
And
That makes sense.
I think
Why
they got
all the
they gave up
memes,
like $50 million or something like that.
Yeah.
all the memes were James Franklin like laying in a pool of money, not caring at all, because they're
Seriously?
like, hey, you're gonna pay me for the next 10 years. I'm gonna sleep very comfortably.
Yep. That's just like the whole what's his name? Gruden deal.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, no, didn't he lose that money? They came after his money, didn't they?
I don't remember. Maybe, but I thought that he was still getting paid.
Huh.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, because he got let go for with reason. It wasn't just say we just want to go in a different direction. I think he's actually suing the NFL, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah,
Gruden,
so he said he lost his $100 million coaching contract with the Raiders when he resigned in October 2021. His resignation came after the news of those exposed emails.
Mm.
So he lost.
And then lastly, we got here. Uh, I promised Big Zeke that I would do this. I didn't write it into the ticker here, but shout out to the
Adrian.
Las Vegas Aces of the WNBA on their amazing season. Asia Wilson wrapped up her phenomenal season, just historical season for her. She became the first consecutive four-time MVP, and then her and her Las Vegas Aces teammates completely scraped the Phoenix. I don't even want to say their name. It's just embarrassing, man. They got swept four straight games, man. I'm not gonna do them like that though. But the Phoenix Mercury, man, whatever. So shout out to Big Zeke. Big Zeke is a huge WNBA fan, and we all fear for our lives if we don't mention the NBA WNBA as he requested. So there's
Our weekly WNBA segment.
anyway, man. I'm gonna say this, man. WNBA got some shine this year, and rightfully so.
Yep.
There was some good basketball played this year. New York Liberty fired their coach. There was a lot of firing going on in WNBA, and I don't know, man. I think they would be stupid. I think they should just. I think they should try to come to the table with for their on their collective bargaining agreement. I think they should do everything they can to avoid any kind of strike or lockout or anything, because they have some good momentum going right now, and I would hate to see that. Get spoiled and see them backtrack as a result of locking out. So that's all I got. That's the roundup.
Good
Yes, sir.
stuff.
All right. I think that's all the line items we got on the agenda today, and we've run pretty long anyway. We're getting into almost hour 2 here, so
Yeah, man, we got to do something about that, man. But that's okay. We had a good time.
Good stuff.
yeah, absolutely. And so, hey, we appreciate everybody joining us. We had a good time.
Yep.
We'll
Big love in the
we'll I
comments
think when we get back next week, it's gonna be we should be ready to start talking about the World Series at that point, right?
Pretty much, yes, absolutely. I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so next week we're gonna start talking World Series baseball, so that should be fun. And we'll see. Oh, gotta give a shout out. 5-1 Colts tied for the best record in the NFL. I'm surprised as anyone. I'd be lying if I say otherwise. But hey, we fight on. We fight on. And so, guys, thanks for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe on the way out. And we'll see you here next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Opps SportsCast. Peace.
Peace. Rest up, Big Zeke.
So somebody told Zeke he could go ahead and swing that club, man. All right.
Out.
Peace, y'all.